Hello, Internet! Shalthus here, and it's time for another season of Arena Time here on ShoutStone. I am bringing you another round of Totalbiscuit's run in the arena. This brought from one of his recent live streams. Again, post-patch stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and provide a link to Totalbiscuit's live stream in the description below. So if you want to check him out whenever he goes live. He does, sometimes he does Hearthstone, he does lots of other games too, and is a co-optional podcast. So check all that stuff out if you're not familiar with TB as of late. It's worth checking out. But anyway, yeah, we're going to start a brand new season of Arena Time here. TB is going to take a brand new deck through the arena. Let's see how well it goes. I don't really have much else to say, so let's hop into the action right now. It is Anduin versus Thrall. Totalbiscuit taking his new priest deck into the arena. His first opponent, McGuffey, who's playing the part of Thrall, the Shaman. So Totalbiscuit's last run in the arena, which was last season, capped off at 5-3, which you know, not too bad. You know, I wouldn't sweat too much about that. So you know, 5-3 is still a pretty decent arena run. I think the next round of the arena we're probably going to do. I'll have to see. Because big news, if you haven't followed me on Twitter and found out there. I just got the okay from Day 9 to cast some of his games on this channel, so you'll be seeing some of Day 9's games on this channel as well. So the ShoutStone family continues to grow, as Totalbiscuit, Day 9, and Trump are now allowing me to cast their games on this channel. So don't miss out on any of that. I'll have to see if Day 9 has an arena run. I think a lot of his games, however, are pre-patch, but it's okay. It's still fun to cast. Anyway, so started off here, we just had the Gnomish Engineer put into action. Razorfen Hunter also played, and a Healing Totem now in effect, so nothing major has happened yet. So I wouldn't sweat too much about any of that. You haven't really missed anything. But yeah, I'm really excited about finally being able to cast some additional games. And yeah, I'd emailed Day 9 weeks ago to inquire about it. And he did give me the nod, so. Now I've got 3 folks who are going to be a part of the big BlizzCon Hearthstone Invitational. Totalbiscuit, of course, is going to be the caster for that, because they didn't ask me. But, you know, it's fine. I think, you know, going with Totalbiscuit, probably a smarter option than going with a relatively unknown caster like me. But no big deal. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. So, Wrath of Air Totem in effect. That's 1 point of spell damage now. So far, Shaman player doing a pretty good job of keeping some things on the field, but it's still really early, so there's no... You know, we're at that point where pieces are being set. You know, there is a minor difference, but nothing that I think is going to turn the tide of this game yet. But yeah, I'm waiting to kind of see what we're going to, you know, really have to expect out of Totalbiscuit here. One of the things I like about casting Hearthstone is that, yeah, I know that right now there's no real, you know, observer type feature or anything like that. So the only way I can cast games is to just kind of, you know, grab games that other people have recorded and other people have played and cast them from one side. But the good thing is I don't really need to look at somebody's hand to cast the game and you know, give you an idea of what kind of stuff to expect. Because the themes of these decks are pretty consistent. So, Light Spawn in effect, Dalaran Mage coming out for the Shaman player. Another point of extra spell damage, so we'll have to see what kind of spells the Shaman player has, because the good thing about Shaman decks is some of their spells are also, excuse me, are also attacked with Overload, which means that they are even more potent. Alright, so Shield Bearer now into effect there. And McGuffey deciding to focus on the hero instead of that Light Spawn. An interesting choice. Alright, Fen Creeper coming out to provide some extra taunt. And he's going to silence the Shield Bearer to basically render it as a useless minion, at least without any buffs. But that is something to keep in mind. Just because a minion like that Shield Bearer is now 0-4, it still should be a target. You know, a lot of people, and I think I've even said this in the past out of sheer ignorance, have said, you know, you've silenced it, you've rendered it quote-unquote useless, might as well just ignore it. Well, Now you look at this, pops Bloodlust, and now there's an extra 3-4 minion out there where that could have been dead. But, of course, he actually focused on that Dalaran Mage, which took out a minion that had some attack and spell power, and would have been a 4-4 minion instead of a 3-4. So it was still a smart move, don't get me wrong. But, I think that was worth it. That was actually a really good trade for Totalbiscuit, as a matter of fact. He popped Heroism and burned 3 of his minions to take out 2 minions. And he blew one of his Heroisms. Now, again, this is Arena, so I don't know how many Heroisms he has. But I think that was actually a good trade for Totalbiscuit. Because now all that McGuffey is left with is that Shield Bearer. So not much he can do here. He can try to attack in with the Stormforged Axe if he chooses to. Which I guess he could, but that's really his only option at this point. Yeah, and that is what he's going to do. Of course, go straight into the hero. No, no surprise there. And turn has passed. So, as it stands right now, I mean, he could easily take out that that Smith. And I think if he kills it outright, it may still trigger its Enrage, though. I know that the Enrage triggers on a lot of cards before they die. Usually the Enrage just gives bonus attack, so it's a non-factor, but because of this card, I've never actually had a game where that card's been put into play and been killed off, so I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but... Alright, Divine Spirit on the Venture Company Mercenary, and he will kill it, and, okay, so that's interesting. So it does go into effect, but immediately drops away because the minion died. Okay, good to know. See, there's all these little mechanics that I get gradually more and more aware of. Like, one of the mechanics I always had a question about until I finally saw it was a stealth minion with taunt. Because obviously you can't directly attack a stealth minion, so it turns out if you give a stealth minion taunt, it's ignored. You know, it just bypasses that. So, at least that's how it was post-patch. I haven't seen it since, and I've only seen it a couple times, but anyway. Ancestral Spirit put on that Sen'jin Shieldmaster. I'm sorry, let me correct myself. The Sen'jin Shieldmaster. Alright, and he's gonna mind control the Sen'jin Shieldmaster. Actually a very smart move there. And start dealing some big damage onto the opposing hero. So that was a very clever move. But that's the beauty of Mind Control. I love Mind Control. I think it's a fantastic card. Argent Squire, also a great 1-drop. If you can buff that up, it becomes like a really potent 1-drop card. And well worth, you know, any kind of investment time or anything like that. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Well worth any investment, I guess I should say. Okay, so we've got some interesting things in effect. You could take out the Thrallmar minion with the Sen'jin Shieldmaster. Again, Sen'jin Shieldmaster. And he could play Shadowbird, I believe that's Shadowbird Pain on the Argent Squire, which I think should kill it, if he wants to do that. And he can heal up the, you know, what's his face? Yeah, that. Exactly what he did just there. And he's going to play Inner Fire to give it 12/12, which makes it all kinds of powerful. Alright, he's just going to bypass, go straight to the hero. Oh, is he not? Yeah, I would take that guy out just for the heck of it, because his health is starting to get to a point where it's worth passing. But he's not going to play anything else at this point. I guess trying to hedge his bets against any kind of... to see what happens, I guess, to that Sen'jin Shieldmaster, which, of course, will respawn when it dies due to the Ancestral Spirit being on it. Fire Elemental coming into effect. Another Totem. Still no Stoneclaw. I think that's exactly what McGuffey is looking for, is that Stoneclaw Totem. I mean, this is basically GG at this point. Yeah, he's going to concede. That was what he was looking for. Or hopefully something else, but not enough to take down Totalbiscuit. Off to a good start. TB now 1-0 in this arena run for his Priest deck in what was a fun-to-watch game, in my opinion. So there you have it. That's going to do it for this episode of Arena Time. We'll be back on Monday with the next game in this series, and this weekend I'm going to try to get some of Day 9's games up so we can introduce him in full effect to ShoutStone. So, thank you all for watching, as always. Don't forget you can find me on Facebook and Twitter. Links are in the description below. You can also subscribe to the show to get daily Hearthstone updates. And have a happy post-Halloween candy sale day. And I'll see you all next time.